Welcome to Game of Roses. This is Love Island Pace Case.
This is Love Island Clues, and I've been looking for clues about the whereabouts of Yulissa.
Oh! Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about it.
We have to. Look, in Love Island, it's just the pace of the releases of the episodes is so frantic. I don't think we can be held responsible for discussing literally what happened the night before. As you're listening to this, though, it'll be Friday. We're recording it on Thursday, but we're going to be talking about the events that had transpired Wednesday night in episode 2 of Love Island USA season 7. So we can't be held responsible.
Get on the train. Just
do you remember that song?
Accept it. What?
I won't be held responsible. She fell in love in the first place. For the life of me, I cannot remember what made us think that we were wise and we'd never compromise. For the life of me, I cannot. Dun, 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 we were merely freshmen.
Was that James
Verve.
Dean?
What?
James Dean? The singer?
No.
Chase Rice, the singer?
No. It was The Verve was the name of that band. One hit wonder. Freshman. Love that damn song. Any hoozle.
I've heard of that talent agency.
Verve?
Uh-huh.
Nice. I've heard of Verve Coffee Roasters. What we need to tell you about right now is a tidal wave that is occurring on our Patreon. That is patreon.com/GameOfRoses. We are... What are we even doing? It's content every day.
Girl Summer is back, baby, and it's back with a vengeance. Return of the Strike. Return of the... What's the second Star Wars?
Empire Strikes Back?
Strikes Back. Gorgo Summer Strikes Back.
Return of the Strike. The third movie's called Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Okay, I see what I did there.
From Revenge of the Jedi.
Easy mix up.
Holy Christ almighty.
Don't come at me.
All right.
Gorgo Summer it's been injected into my veins. I am just living it, and it's beautiful. You've always said we should do a show every day. And I said, no, Clue, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing it, and it's heaven.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We are watching every episode of Love Island USA Season 7 in Casa Gore. You can get that on our Patreon. Please join us. It is so much fun. I have never watched a Love Island season as it's airing. And you really are like caught in it. It's like watching like basketball playoffs or something. It's fantastic. I love it.
The format is so perfect, but like you, I maybe like binge it once a week. Yeah. So watching it live it's another beast entirely. And I'm like, give me more. I'm not used to this. Yeah. I need more.
And seeing how the audience is kind of reacting in real time too on Reddit and Instagram or wherever else you might be following any accounts associated with this season of Love Island. You get to see it happening in real time as the episode airs. Then the reaction happens. Then, as we're going to talk about in State of the Game, the producers actually alter the show based on that reaction.
If you binged it, you might not even notice that someone was disappeared from the game.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, shall we do it, Pace Case? Shall we get to the first portion of our program?
So where you can find this renaissance of content is patreon.com/Game of Roses. Join us in the bottom of the pit.
For every episode of Love say season 7 this year. God, I don't know what we've strapped ourselves into, but let's continue to discuss it in
Game of Roses. State of the Game.
So the state of the game right now is Love Island USA is the biggest reality dating format currently airing a new season 7. We are watching it in Patreon. And what happened last night, again, we're recording this on Thursday. Last night was Wednesday. Episode 2 was the disappearing of Yulissa. She was one of the first 10 Islanders, one of the first 10 players, one of the first 5 women. She comes in.
Might remember her cast photo. She had the seashell bikini.
Memorable. Known for that. She was 4'10". Still is. I assume they didn't kill her. She may be with us physically in this realm, but she is no longer with us. She's no longer with our beloved game.
She's definitely still 4'10". Don't worry about her bone length. Nothing happened to it.
She might have grown. Anyways, what happened was they released the cast's names and photos. I believe it was last Thursday or Friday. It was Thursday, I think, because we had them in our Twibbon. It was Thursday or maybe Wednesday. They released them last week.
Sometime last week.
Within a day, the Reddit and the fandom of Love Island obviously does what they do. They went deep. They did the FBI background search and they found all this shit from Yulissa.
Passionate fans.
I mean, but are they like, yes, passionate fans. We'll get to this. This is one of the points I want to bring up, but let's set the table first. This is the information you need to know to understand what we're talking about.
Fork, spoon, knife.
2 players emerged from this initial search with problematic things in their past, posts, etc. One was Austin. He has some allegations that he engaged in racist behavior in high school and some affiliations to Donald Trump in some posts that he liked and shared, etc. And then there's Yulissa. Multiple videos of her in Trump hats, which I don't even think is the problem here. Multiple videos of her using the N-word while on podcasts. That's the real problem. And I believe that's why she was disappeared.
Camera, not even just an audio format. This is, you have a microphone in front of her, you have a camera in front of you, and she's using racial slurs.
Very casually using them, yes. Multiple times. There is no mistaking that. No. I believe that's the reason she was disappeared. Now,
yes,
there are.
But we don't know. We don't know though because they gave us no reason.
So how it was handled, Pace Case and I missed this because how it was handled was done so quickly. We were talking about something else while they just come back from a commercial or from a little blank space. The lights in the villa come on. It's morning, and you just hear Ian Sterling go, "Yulissa has left the villa." That's it. That's the only.
Not even Yulissa had to leave the villa. Not even. No, just she left.
And none of the players have even a 10-second conversation about it. They do not act like it even happened.
Yeah.
In fact, to the contrary, they're acting like it did not happen. So I did some digging around, and some other people have been disappeared from this show, but I don't think in this exact manner. And I don't think this early into a season, although there is a guy currently or not currently on the UK season. He was supposed to be in the UK season. Information came out about him being at least a person of interest in a machete attack. And so he is no longer on the show. They yanked him before he even came in.
They gotta stop picking these people with these weirdo jobs. Machete expert.
I don't know if it had anything to do with his job. At any
machete attack. That's new.
They do disappear people from time to time.
Yeah.
Seemingly. There was another guy who was made some pornography.
Yeah.
But this is
by the way, I don't even feel like that should get you disappeared from the show.
No,
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, who cares? I completely agree. Any kind of felonious criminal behavior, especially if there's some kind of violence involved, that probably needs to get you off the show.
For sure. Definitely the essay stuff. All the Bachelorette candidates from this past season probably should have been disappeared.
They get to the finals with Jen Tran and they just have to pretend like the 2 guys aren't there. The whole final episode is just her partying with her family.
Yeah. Shot o'clock.
Yeah. Come on, Mom, and shot o'clock.
The real love was the love I found for myself along the way.
But what has happened here is she was disappeared because of essentially these racial slurs that she was using on these podcasts. I don't think it has anything to do with Trump because Austin's still in there.
That's our guess. It's our best guess because they issued no statement. They just said that thing. She left the villa. No explanation. So if you are just a casual viewer and you're not looking this up online and say you noticed she was gone, you might be like, oh, well, maybe a family member was sick or something. That happens all the time. So, I mean, there's so many things to discuss with this. They clearly knew about this in casting. These were all public things.
Well, I don't know if they knew it when they cast her. Yes, the TikToks are public. The podcast she was on, maybe you had to dig a little bit deeper. But the bottom line is this. all of this shit was discovered within 24 hours of them putting out the cast photos by the audience. So it's like, if the audience is doing a better background check job than the producers are, something's not right there. You have to fix that. And the same problem is in every one of these fucking dating shows. It just seems like they don't look deep enough into the cast's backgrounds to find this stuff, or which I don't believe, because I know what they do for Bachelor and it's deep. They have an FBI background check going on. They bring in a social media person to go through all your shit and tell you what to take down. That can't be up. You got to get rid of this, Do
you think it's a crowdsourcing thing of like, you're just going to get more information once people who know the person see that they're cast?
Yeah. That can be a part of this, but it's not with her. Her shit is public. It's all on her social media. These are podcasts she went on, for Christ's sake. It's not like a friend of hers or somebody she wronged in high school had to be like, hey, she said mean shit to me in high school and I have some receipts or whatever. This shit public is just podcast out there.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's an excuse here. This is my take on it. My theory of what it is. I think they cast her to be a villain. And when that wasn't happening, like that first episode, she actually played pretty well. And yes, she stole a man from somebody. She stole Ace from Shelly, but like,
but in the first game,
that's
no one
like
had even had a conversation.
I don't think they had any behavior in game on her that they could pin a villain edit to, and they were like, fuck, the heat from this online is getting too big, we got to get rid of her. We have to basically like sacrifice her to the audience because so many people are pissed off that she's in the show at all. I think it was a mistake. I think they realized it was a mistake, and then they disappeared her.
I mean, look, I really liked my earlier theory of this was to try to get more people to download the Love Island USA app, but it is feeling like at this point they did it on purpose, didn't realize how big it would get, tried to just erase it. Yeah. But there's no accountability. And that's just the frustrating thing. Like, can't they at least tell the cast and in the edit say, we found some bad shit about her online? Like, she had to go.
Absolutely. Like, that starts creeping into my brain. Like, we understand the effect of this on the audience. Mostly like what I've seen anyway online at this point is like, people are happy about it. She doesn't deserve to be here. We love Love Island. We don't want her to taint our beautiful paradise.
Yeah.
I get all that.
And it did taint it when she was in it. When I was watching, I was like, you can't unthink it. Yeah.
But it's tainting it still. Because imagine being one of these players. You come out, you meet this girl. I don't know what they told the other cast about why she had to be excommunicated from Love Island.
I'm so curious.
There are kind of two paths. One is, hey, everybody, we found some bad shit on Yulissa's Instagram, and she was saying these racist things. She's not going to be around anymore. They tell them the truth. In that case, you can kind of be like, oh, okay. But if you're Austin, are you just sitting there sweating bullets like, shit, when are they going to find my shit? Oh my God. I don't know. Yeah. So it's going to affect his gameplay. Maybe. I don't know. He also looks like a guy who he's not affected by much.
Like a person that's not himself is experiencing something. I don't think Austin is interested in that.
Maybe not.
But it might, like, especially if they were super vague about it with the players. I really want to interview whoever gets out first and ask them about this. Like, what was the company line to them?
As much as I hate to admit it, I would interview Yulissa about it. I'm very curious, and I bet she has like reason to spill the tea. But
I think she'd do great on The Necessary Conversation.
My mom and dad talking to fucking Yulissa. My dad would probably love her. I saw those interviews you did. Those were good.
She's a spitfire. She should be your girlfriend.
That's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I think that what is most likely here is the producers did not really inform the players. So she was just disappeared overnight. The players wake up, she's gone. Maybe the producers come in and just say like, she's gone. Sorry, we'll figure something else out. But now those players have in their mind, that's a possibility. You could just wake up in the middle of the night and be disappeared. So are they going to be hesitant to do certain things? They're now operating, I believe, under fear, which is what all Bachelor players do too. And I think that will make it a less fun experience for them and then for us.
Fear's bad on a show like this. You want people to feel confident enough to throw eggs.
Yes, exactly correct. And maybe that will come with time. It's like I do think that this show, more than Bachelor, does give the players an opportunity to actually interact. Like Bachelor really sequesters you. They're like, okay, you have 5 minutes to go have this conversation. Then we're pulling you into an ITM and you don't really get much time to interact with people. So it's also possible that this event, the disappearance of Yulissa, might galvanize the cast around the incident. Like, oh shit, we're all kind of a little bit scared. Maybe like they're talking about it off camera or at least out of the edit, you know? So maybe it will make them tighter. I don't know. That's a possibility too.
I'm looking back and I know that it did bump me when I think it was her straightening her hair at night, like to go to bed. And I was like, that's a weird move. But now I'm like, oh, she was going to film her exit ITM, she thought, or something like that.
Yeah. Which we also didn't get to see.
I also take the blame because I'm getting Peacock Premium tonight. So that issue will be fixed. But it's probably my fault we missed that line.
No, what do you mean? The line was fucking buried. Yulissa has left the villa. That's it. That's all they fucking gave us.
They gave us 20 times more lines about pissing in the pool than that.
Yeah. 3 fucking piss jokes and not one explanation of disappearing one of the OGs. And
not even a good piss joke. None of them were good.
What's a good piss joke? You got one of those up your sleeve?
Don't get me started. There's one.
You're one of the preeminent piss humorists in America right now.
I could come up with one. Like, don't even worry.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Anyways, that is the state of the game for us right now. What?
No, I was just trying to think of one.
Oh, that's kind of the state of the game, at least in Love Island. But I mean, this is something that is, in my opinion, it's a bigger problem. It's all dating games now have this problem of casting people that like horrible shit comes out about them online, but now they're in the game and what do you do about it? And luckily for Love Island, their production cycle is such that as soon as the 4th audience discovers this shit, it gets right to the producers and they can make an on-the-fly change, disappearing somebody if they need to or whatever. In a show like Bachelor or Jesus, Love is Blind is shot in some cases a year before it airs. You're locked into whatever that is.
It's too late. She's already engaged to the guy.
Exactly. That's what happened with Ashley and Tyler Francis, Ashley Doncier and Tyler Francis and his children of the last season. But in Bachelor, there's also like they shoot it for 2 months and then there's about a month buffer and then it starts airing. So whoever's won, whoever's made it to the finals, whoever's like is the guy, Devin Strader is a perfect example of this. You're fucked. You're stuck with that. Whereas if you shoot a show with this kind of production cycle, you can get a little feedback from the 4th audience and they can kind of do your job for you a little bit.
You can cut them to be the least favorite person on the show and they get voted out. Like, I mean, Love Island, they have all kinds of devices, the quote unquote Love Island gods. They can make whoever they want go home at any time. They don't even need to disappear them. They could just be like, oh, you're the least favorite because we didn't even put you in the program.
What do you think of this idea of this is something I think the producers kind of dropped the ball with. They could have leaned hardcore into this. They could have literally had a movie night on night 1 and set everybody down and played those clips of Yulissa for all of them.
Love Island should be fun, Clues. We don't want racial slurs on the show.
All right.
That's
just a way to go.
I'm just like, you have gold. You struck gold last season with season 6. Why mess with gold? Gold is perfect. Just give it to us again.
Well, do you think that they're putting her in the cast in Austin 2 as a means to kind of like represent that portion of the audience that they perceive exists? But I don't think it actually does, not in any significant numbers.
I don't think it exists either. Like, the audience is mostly women. There's a huge gender gap in political views in the country right now. It's just, I could see that if it were football or whatever your summer sport is, baseball, for instance. But I mean, I'm sure there is some audience, but
even that shit though, like there was a guy named John Rocker in Major League Baseball who was like very kind of publicly racist and used the N-word and stuff. And he was a really good pitcher, but he got disappeared. Like he got paid. He had to get his contract paid out, but like he didn't play after all this racist shit came out.
Yeah. And they constantly have like murders in the NFL. I watch, clips of an NFL game and there's so much like army content and stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, this is a totally different ball game.
They don't constantly have murderers in the NFL. There was one very famous one.
Okay.
Not that long ago, but it's not like
domestic assaulters then.
Yes.
There
are active probably domestic assaulters in most professional sports leagues, but it's not like they have a murderer on every team.
That you know of.
That's right.
CTE. Talk to my guy Mello.
Uh-oh.
He knows about two things. CTE and pissing in pools.
Oh, nice.
Mellow yellow
nice
situation. There's your piss joke, kind of. Okay.
All right. I don't know if you're beating Ian Sterling's piss jokes. I'll be frank with you.
God, I'm like not going to be able to think about anything else the rest of the episode.
All right. That's our state of the game. We have Yulissa has been disappeared from Love Island USA season 7 unceremoniously. We don't know what effect it's going to have on the rest of the season, how the players are going to play, if it's ever going to even be mentioned again. I'm curious
you and I didn't
see.
realize. We didn't realize until the fire pit and Ace goes, well, I'm single.
Yeah.
And it's like
wait, well, what happened to Yulissa? She just literally disappeared. But I am curious to see what Yulissa does online. She's getting her phone back and stuff now, I would assume, if they're flying her out, sending her home. Will she abide by whatever contract she signed? Will she go on another podcast and say some crazy shit? I don't know.
If I know Yulissa, she's not going to stay quiet. She'll be on podcasts.
And it could be a blessing in disguise. Again, I don't condone or support anything she's done or said, but she singularly right now, I think, has the motivation to essentially say everything that happened as it did happen. And I think she's probably the only person who might actually reveal that.
Time will tell. We'll be covering it right here.
Indeed, we will. That wraps up State of the Game. Now let's move on to that portion of our program where we discuss all those TIDs fit to print. This is Bachelor Nation News. Up first in Bachelor Nation News, The Beast is one step closer to being officially off the market. The 15th Bachelorette and Tyler Cameron Turner Downer, Gore Girl Hannah Brown celebrated her upcoming legal merger with fiancé Adam Willard with a stunning bridal shower this past weekend.
The event was hosted by Brown's close friends and family in her hometown of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Wells Adams job usurper shared some pictures of the event online with a caption that read, "The loveliest weekend at home celebrating with my mom and the women who have been part of my story from the start. Blue heart emoji, feeling so loved after the sweetest bridal shower."
Congrats to the Sand Beast on taking the next step toward the final shattering of the fourth audience's dream of a Brown Cameron dynasty. I have to say, I'm sad about this. I'm happy for her, of course. We wish nothing but happiness, light, and love.
Love, happy.
It's a final nail in the coffin of a certain dream that I think we all had for many years there.
Collective dream. Ugh. Up next in Bachelor Nation News, more upcoming wedding news. Season 18 Bachelorette Michelle Young. After breaking up with her ring winner, the skyscraper Nate Olukoya, the basketballing bubble season crown met civilian Jack Leas in October 2023, and the two got engaged at the end of last year.
This week, Young officially revealed their wedding date in a new video on Instagram featuring Young dancing with her civilian in their living room with the caption, quote, "I guess they really mean it when they say it'll all work out. Heart hands emoji 060725. Heart emoji. Congrats." Sorry. Congrats to Young on notching down literally because Nate Olukoya was so tall. You see what I've done there?
Nice.
Thank you. We wish her nothing
like
but
a
happiness.
Chihuahua on a Great Dane.
Climbing that tree
down.
Chop the tree down. We wish her nothing but happiness and love this weekend as she enters into this legal contract with her civilian.
That's in 2 days.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It's happening.
It's too soon for me. Mrs. Basketball. Up next in Bachelor Nation news, the forever target of Baron von Ziesel's yellow-eyed power gaze. Bachelor season 28 ring winner Kelsey Anderson has moved into the rarefied air of Bachelor Nation superstars who have partnered with the fashion brand Cupsh. Cupshi. What?
Joining the likes of Ari Leyendijk's second choice for wife, Lauren Leyendijk, Unicorn Head, Jojo Fletcher, and the mother of the pound for pound most likely person to be the biblical Antichrist, Madison Pruitt. This week, Anderson debuted her new line of swimwear with Cupshi at Miami Swim Week.
This is the objective news. But the butterfly enthusiast didn't just unveil her new product. She modeled it on the runway as her fiance and Bachelor season 28 crown, Joey Zanzizel, bathed the room in the amber glow of his unblinking gaze. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like it's his superpower.
Yeah. I see, like
it's Cyclops. Always golden hour around Joey.
Yeah, exactly. Just yellow eyes. Anderson got some marketing help from a few other members of the nation in Joan Vassos, who also walked in the Cupshi fashion show in a black and white dress with matching sun hat that was giving no beds into my hotel room. Thank you.
Fellow Bachelor Nation alumni Aaron Bryant, Medina Alam, Jen Tran, Star Skylar, and Kylie Russell also walked in various swim week fashion shows and shared their runway looks on social media. And one half of the Glaze family dynasty was also in attendance in the Love is Blind Season 4 superstar Marshall Glaze. Congrats to Anderson on getting that Cupshi bag. It's that's really good. Cupshi?
I think so. I remember that's how Madison Pruitt said it when she unveiled her line of...
I feel like I first heard of this with Gabby Wendy.
Oh, did she have one too?
And I was like, Cupshi is a bad name.
There's a bunch of Bachelor players who do Cupshi now. It's kind of like a rite of passage, I feel like.
We should do Cupshi.
Set it up.
It's a good name, actually. I like it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. I'll walk down a runway in Cupshi.
Okay.
And finally, in Bachelor Nation news, the Great One is dark lording for another ABC franchise. Hulu has announced that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives will have a reunion special coming to the streamer on Tuesday, July 1st.
I screamed. I couldn't believe it. That reunion special will be hosted by none other than Nicholas Joseph Vial. The reunion is already shot, and photos from the event have emerged online, specifically in the Great One's Instagram feed, in a 10-image carousel main grid post with the caption that reads, "Honored to be hosting these incredible women for a jaw-dropping Season 2 reunion. Coming to you July 1st on Hulu, this July will definitely have fireworks. Will you be watching? Yes, I will."
TGO has tried his hand at dark lording before as the sidekick to Patty Stanger on the reboot of Millionaire Matchmaker that aired on the CW last year. There has been no announcement of that show being picked up for a second season, however.
Hopefully, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives will have a different outcome. Congrats to the Great One on further cementing his place as Clues' greatest player, both in game and post game, that has ever come from the Bachelor franchise, bar Caitlin Bristow.
Bar none. She ain't doing this shit. She ain't getting a 10 for you, deal.
She was a guest host on Listen to Your Heart.
Yeah, and she was a part of the Ultimate Girl Gang for a couple of seasons. She has never solo hosted anything outside of the her podcast.
That can't be true.
No other reality shows, though. This dude now has sidekick for Patty Stanger.
She's co-hosting Virgin Island with Colton.
Caitlin Bristow is?
Yeah.
How did I forget that?
She asked Cassie if it was okay.
Okay, so she's co-hosting with another Bachelor person, and Vial
But she's
here,
co-hosting with Colton. We know who's going to shine.
we'll see. I don't know. Did you watch any of his Netflix show?
No.
Say what you will about him. That dude is a reality star, like, period. We'll see. We'll see if she can hang with him. Here, though, TGO is branching out into this other franchise, which is kind of Bachelor adjacent. It's almost like a Bachelor sister show.
Well, his clip was one of the big plot points for this season. They started with a Vial Files clip that caused a bunch of controversy. So I see where the connection is. Is he the best person to do this? Time will tell.
I don't know. I think he's, look, this, how do I even put this?
I would have gone with one of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City people.
I don't think he's good at this type of thing. And I think we saw that in Millionaire Matchmaker. I'm not saying he was the reason the show didn't get picked up, but he didn't help it. Will he be okay at this? Maybe, because I think this is a different thing. This is almost like he's hosting a podcast, which he's done a million times.
It'll be a very similar format of his podcast.
Yes,
him surrounded by 10 women.
Yeah, just asking them questions and then talking about when I was the Bachelor. How many times do you think he'll say when I was the Bachelor during the reunion?
It's going to be so good.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Vial. I'm here to talk to the housewives of Mormon areas. What's it called? Mormon Housewives?
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I'm here to discover the secret lives of these Mormon housewives. And let me just tell you, when I was the Bachelor, I never...
Slumvy.
Slumvy?
Slumvy. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I'm the host of the Slumvy Season 2 reunion. When I was the Bachelor, I didn't get to host any Slumvy. Now I'm the Slumvy go-to reunion host, you see. I think he's going to be good at this, actually. I make jokes about it, but I think this is going to crack him open a little door. Listen, I'm also
getting... It could have been Hakeem.
Maybe you think Hakeem will be there? He'll be in the audience for sure. I am getting some indications, I'll simply say this, indications that this may be the first step toward a career in Dark Lording.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting some indications.
I feel like I've seen indications of a different
I'm
show.
saying it's my personal belief that he is going to be hosting another dating format show by himself, not by himself, with a very special co-host.
Colton?
Not quite.
Joy?
Yes.
I'm sick of Dark Lords not putting on a character like Alan Cumming. I'll say it.
Right.
I want him to do a character.
Same. And this is the problem. Look, I think this is Vial's problem. I've watched all of the man's media at this point. Mm-hmm. Vial, if you're listening, I have loved everything you've done, everything you have given to our beloved game. I think you have a problem.
The Cruise movie.
What?
What about the Cruise movie?
Cruise? Oh, the one with Vivica Fox?
Yeah.
He was barely in it, and he wrote that. He didn't write that or anything or direct it. He was just in it as an actor. But in that, you can see from all of his acting endeavors, really, the Halo Top commercials, the network TV show that he guest starred in, you can kind of see he has trouble getting away from himself, from like the Vial persona.
It's all the same. That's why acting is not good.
Right.
Sorry.
And I do think that it requires a little bit of that to be a good Dark Lord. You have to be able to turn up the juice a little bit and get like, you are not there anymore.
Yeah.
You are the host of this show. And I don't know that he's got that capability, but if he's this reunion thing,
he should practice ego death.
Yeah. Do a lot of mushrooms.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, mushrooms, gateway.
I saw a headline, by the way, on People that was 2 hikers were reported to the police that their third hiker friend was dead. And it turned out they were all on mushrooms. The third person was not dead.
Third person wasn't even there. Didn't exist.
Yeah. I laughed.
No, great one. I think these are good piece of advice for you to step into I want to see you as a completely dominant Dark Lord in the new third wave landscape. Huh?
Clearly, you're like his manager who's never spoken to him.
Because he's right there. He's made so many good career moves and he's making a lot of money. And I'm sure that is like, yes, he considers that successful, and it is. But there's a level above where he's at that I think he could get to if he can just check the ego a little bit. if he can just look at the grander picture, what role does he play in the current landscape of reality television? And what role does he want to play? I guarantee you it's a bigger role than it is now. Doing like an Emmanuel Acho, basically like guest host of this reunion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. He's tried some other things. They haven't worked. And I think it's because he's coming at those things with the attitude or the kind of innate feeling like I'm Nick Viall.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that. You got to be the host of this show or the character you're playing or whatever.
I have a pitch.
Okay.
He and Joy should completely script a mini drama between them as they're hosting the show, and
Great.
it should seem like they're in great marital conflict
I love
throughout
that
the whole
idea.
thing.
Yeah.
And it's like the underlying thing in every scene, and then they're just like, okay, well, we gotta host a show. Like,
Perfect.
I think it would be funny.
I would also say this. You should start an Instagram beef between your baby and Madison Pruitt's baby. That ain't even a joke.
Okay, that ain't even a joke. Okay,
Baby beef 2025. Let's
You're
see.
gonna say Rose is Jesus and Hosanna is devil.
I think it would be something like, you know, there's a lot of talk about antichrists now, and a lot of people think it's
Yeah.
your baby, but I think it's our baby. Let's get them together and see who's the real antichrist.
Who's the real antichrist baby?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
It
Wow.
pop off. You be getting all kinds of spawn con.
I mean,
Antichrist is very hot right now. We got a new pope.
yeah, we got the new doll movie too.
Oh.
What's her face? The
Dolls?
scary doll.
I don't know. Anyways, that's all the news we got this week.
You're welcome.
Game of Roses, your one-stop shop for
Journalism.
Antichrist news in 2025.
Oh God. And now for our segment of the program where we discuss the top 5 plays on social media. Who's hot? Who's hot this week on the socials? Our 5th place play of the week goes to the butterfly ring winner, Queen Kelsey Anderson / the object of the golden gaze. In celebration of Pride Month, she made a very pointed Instagram story, reposting this post by We the Urban that says, "Pride is important because someone tonight still believes they're better off dead than being themselves." And she wrote, "Happy Pride Month. If you don't like this post, you don't need to slide up. You can just unfollow me. Rainbow emoji, red heart emoji."
It's pretty good. Did you go out to the Pride Parade at all?
No.
It's right down the street from me. Yeah. We went out.
I've always wanted to go to Sir for it, but.
Oh, I took some pictures. I'll send them to you of Sir as we were walking past.
Oh, yeah? Popping
Beautiful,
off?
Yeah. Not really. But the parade was. We went both nights. Just kind of walked around, got some little vegan ice cream, etc.
What kind of sights did you see?
Standard sights. You know, it seemed a little more subdued than I remember it in my youth. I don't know what the cause of that might be. Probably the Antichrist. Coming in at number 4, Zach Shawcross's ring winner, Katie Bigger. When asked in an Instagram AMA, she posted a photo of herself and the Fantasy Suite PVC Revoker Shawcross making a kissy face with the following response. Oh, wait, what was she asked? She was asked, most unhinged thing about the Bachelor Bachelorette. Oh, I saw this shit. And she says, when I got asked, quote, how would you feel if Zach left you like your dad did? Ho, ho, ho. That's a Gravener special. That's
disgusting.
Yeah, that's a Claire Freeland special, probably.
It's like, it's almost too on the nose, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, do better.
It's brutal. She also hinted that people should watch this space in this month regarding updates for their wedding. They're just coming up pretty soon too, I think.
She's trying on dresses. Seems like it's happening.
Absolutely.
Our 3rd top play of the week goes to Jiggity John, the medium king and third place finisher on the last Bachelorette season of all time, Jonathan Johnson teased the incoming Paradise season with a playful TikTok this week. Under the chyron, how many people have asked where you've been the last month? He dances around and counts on his hand and lip syncs everybody. 8.7K likes, 140.6K views.
You think they'll disappear anybody on that season of Paradise?
Yes. I think they're going to disappear all the Goldens.
I know a few things about it. There are some people who get disappeared, not in the same way Yulissa did, that you're just like, oh, they're gone.
Alexa
now?
Ray
Okay.
Caves? Oh.
More like they show up and then they're just like, bye.
Sally Suitcase.
Something like that.
Yeah. Boo.
Coming in at second place this week for the top 5 Parasocial Plays of the Week, Summer and Winter House star and Giggly Squad host Paige DeSorbo announced she's leaving Summer House via Instagram story this week. Quote, I have a little life update for you. I've made the decision not to return to Summer House. Being part of the show has been one of the most rewarding chapters in my life. The friendships, the drama, the giggles, all unforgettable. She continued, you've seen me grow up over these last 7 summers. I'll always be beyond grateful for the memories, the community, and the opportunities this wild ride has brought me. But like all good things and some bad decisions, it's time for this chapter to close. To my castmates, the fans, and my NBCU family, thank you. I never could have imagined what this journey would turn into and how many of you would be along for the ride. And you haven't seen the last of me, I promise. So much more to do together, but for now, you can always find me and Daphne in my bed. Does this mean there will be a spin-off series for DeSorbo? Will reality TV superstar Lindsay Hubbard return to the house with her baby, or will she too move into spin-off territory? Time will tell. That's such a long-ass post. Jesus.
Yeah, I am praying that they continue being on a show together. I mean, they're the 2 stars of the show. I don't know. It's basically starting over for Summer House. And I have confidence in them based on some of their casting. But this is wild.
Is Scott Teddy still doing Summer House?
I don't know.
Is he all exiting on the Bachelor franchise?
No clue. They just aired the reunion. So maybe he could do both. It's just... she's had an incredible run on the show. I think she's become one of the most famous people from it. And now she's like publicly in the reunion. I believe she refused to say the name Craig of her most recent paramour, who is the star of Southern Charm.
Yeah.
So I will be watching that space to see what's to come.
Sure.
But they better stay on TV or I'm going to be pissed.
Sure.
All of these were strong plays. However, there can only be one winner. Our play of the week goes to ring winner Dotun Olubeko. He started an incredible Instagram Reel series with a video under the chyron, calling my guy friends to say goodnight, part 1. In the video, he calls Tanner Cortad on speakerphone while Charity silently laughs in the background as he checks in to, quote, be a good friend and to tell Tanner goodnight. Cortad uses expletives in response and calls out Charity being right next to him. 102 likes, 3.7K views.
Still picking up some steam.
Look, it was just posted,
it was funny though,
but it made me laugh very hard.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's cute.
All right, well, that wraps up our top 5 Parasocial Plays of the Week. Thank you for joining us for that. Now it's time for Pace Case and I to move on to that final portion of our program in which we dive deep into the murky waters at the very bottom of the pit to issue forth our screams about how our fandom of reality television has changed us forever on a fundamental cellular level. I don't even know what I am anymore at this point. I'm merged with it.
You are Clue.
I am Clue. And this is...
Screams from the pit!
Well, I gave a little hint to my scream because my scream is that powerful this week. I have never watched Love Island without binging it before. I've at least, maybe the most I've caught up is like watching once a week. So you and I have dedicated ourselves to these 6 weeks to watch it 5 out of the 7 nights a week.
Yes. When you say the numbers
Together.
out loud, it's like, oh, fuck, what have we done again? Oh, my God.
Literally every night, it's a new Love Island episode.
Yeah.
And it's something I love about the show, because for me, more is more. I love when TV shows go a million seasons. I'm like, I never want my friends to leave me. But my scream is that after we finished the first episode, I was so craving watching the second episode. I was thinking about it all day. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm basically watching it as live as possible. There's literally as much content that they're making as possible. And yet it's not enough to get my fix.
Yeah.
I literally am like, okay, well, I haven't watched Love Island France, I guess. Like, should I start? I do like the guy they brought on from the French one to this most recent Australian one. I highly recommend as well, if anyone is screaming like me.
And the most recent UK one. They almost had a machete attacker on there, I heard. I agree with you on this, by the way. It just says like Bachelor airs like a sport. Obviously we all know this. Every Monday night, generally speaking, a Bachelor product would have aired. And it is kind of sports like. You get to watch it, talk about it for a week, then the next game, watch it, talk about it for a week. But all that shit is shot months ahead of time. The outcomes of the whole season are already known by producers, by the players.
Spoilers are everywhere.
This is some different ass shit. They're shooting this basically during the day and then airing it at night, give or take. There's a little bit of a lag time. They shoot a couple of days before the first episode airs. There's a little bit of lag, but not much. It's like you're almost watching it in real time. And that does make it feel so much more like a sport to me. And I'm like hooked into it in a way that I don't think I've really ever been with any show, to say the least.
It's a perfect format. And again, the energy of the musical number to start. Like, I love musicals. What's better than a musical? A musical performed by all reality TV stars who are hot. Great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, my Scream from the Pit involves the realm of the unconscious, as they sometimes do. Talking about dreams, of course. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I do some work to try and leave my body here and there. I do.
Ego death to become a better potential Dark Lord, right?
The purpose of it for me is really to explore the fundamental nature of reality. I don't think we're in it. And I think something in the consciousness can get you there or get you closer to it. And so I'm always just trying weird shit. And I don't know if any of what I've just said has anything to do with the dream I had last night, but I do think our recent Casa Gore binge of Hannah Brown's season had something to do with it. Because in this dream, I dreamt that my girlfriend dumped me for Tyler Cameron. And I wasn't even mad about it.
What?
I wasn't even mad about it. I was like, oh, that sucks, but
don't hate the play, hate the
I
game.
Totally get it. Yeah. I was like, I get it.
How did you find out?
Straight face to face. He was there. Tyler Cameron was in the
there?
Dream. Yes.
Oh my God.
I know. He was dancing. It was wild.
It's so weird you dream of that when you're literally have a pillow of him overlooking you at all times.
Yeah. I mean, I think it has something to do. I did my own, layman's analysis of this as I woke up and I was like, why the fuck would I be dreaming about that? I think it has to do with us watching
fear
Hannah
of
Brown.
Abandonment.
And I think it has something to do with, wanting some future version of the world where Tyler Cameron is significant in it. And this to me would be that, I guess, that he's my rival somehow romantically. But like I said, I wasn't even mad at her. I was just like, yeah, I get that. And I think that is how I would really be. I think if that really happened in actual life, I'd probably be like, yeah, there's not much I can do about that.
Respect. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, if you can get it, girl.
Anyways. That would be an interesting transition from vegan to all steak. Just in terms of a lifestyle change for her.
Well, she's not vegan.
Not at all?
No. She eats all kinds of shit.
Oh, never mind. You don't have anything to hold on to then.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving her the green light. DM
Look, I
him.
tried to stop her,
DMs.
Clues. I tried to stop her. I tried to say the lifestyle wouldn't match.
Anyways, that was the first time I dreamt of Tyler Cameron.
Wild.
And it was a dream about a personal transgression against me by him.
It has to be because we're doing we just finished the Hannah Brown rewatch on our Patreon.
Oh, 100%. I don't know how much time I've spent thinking about that alternate reality we could be living in if Tyler Cameron had won that ring, if they were still together, if we talked about all this in the Casa Gore. It's like
we talked so much about how if Hannah and Tyler were together, it would have cured COVID. Is our conclusion?
And it would have. We know that. That's canon. 100% true. All right. Well, you've heard our screams, but we ain't the only ones doing them. If you would like to submit your scream to us to potentially be played right here on Twibbin, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/GameRoses. Join us in the bottom of the pit. You get access to everything we do, including the Game of Roses Discord. And in that Discord, there's a channel called Submit Your Screams. If you want to submit it, you just record a 1 minute or shorter audio or video clip of your scream, upload it into that channel. We go through them. We have one today from someone whose username is O ... Are you ready?
Olandria.
Maybe it's her.
Maybe.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
On the eve of my 40th birthday during a mini move to Whistler, I opened Instagram and my heart skipped a beat at the first story in my feed. A photo from the town center directly below my hotel window, posted by none other than Nick Fayal. The pit was manifesting birthday miracle, and in that instant, I knew that this was my scream. One wilder than my dreams, and yes, I've literally dreamed of sharing screams, like one where Ari Lyndike was my car rental agent. That night and the entirety of my birthday was enlivened by a buzzing hyper-awareness that the Great One could appear around any corner. Throughout an already epic and magical day with my family, Nick's Instagram stories teased near misses and heightened my experience. I imagined various icebreakers and absurd interactions, but mostly I daydreamed about the thrill of hearing y'all's reactions and sensing with a smile that it's no joke that the pit provides. So here we are. This podcast, right now, in this moment, is the best part of the whole scream. It's even better than the part where, after dinner, my 15-month-old toddled through the village playground to a swing directly beside Nick. My son offered him an orange wooden block and pointed to his butterfly tattoo. Nick smiled at my kiddo and sweetly said hi. I couldn't speak. I just screamed on the inside.
Oh my dark Lord. I did not see this coming.
High level scream. It's hard to really wrap your head around this idea, I think. But eventually you come to accept it if you're in the pit. Your proximity to the dark energy of the pit will begin to remake your reality, especially where things like this are concerned, bringing you into synchronistic entanglements with players from our beloved game, in this case with the greatest one who's ever lived, bar none. No argument can be made there by anyone.
Bar none.
The fact that your child got to have this interaction with greatness, it reminds me a lot of when I was a young man. And I got to get an autograph of my favorite baseball player, George Brett, as he was walking from a hotel across a parking lot into Rangers Stadium. And I was the only kid decked out in Kansas City Royals gear amidst these Texas Rangers fans. And he singled me out, gave me the autograph, and kept walking.
Wowie. That's so lucky.
It wasn't luck at all. He saw that I was a Kansas City Royals fan. And he's like, I will sign that kid's shit. All these Texas Rangers kids can go fuck themselves.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
But a very high level scream. Congratulations. I can't imagine the electricity that must pump through your body when you wake up and you see in Nick Vile's Instagram story that he's in the same location you are.
I mean, it's one thing to run into him. It's another to be anticipating running into him all day, and then you do.
Then it happens. Yeah. You conjured it.
That's insanity. I would never forget that trip the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for you. I hope we do your dream justice of our reaction to your scream.
I once saw him walking across 3rd Street after getting some packages of food from Jones on 3rd. You know that restaurant?
Yeah.
He was walking out of there, walking across the street, and I was driving my car and I almost wrecked into a fucking telephone pole. Because I was like, oh my God, that's That's him. That's a great one.
So that would be the bad way that could go.
Yeah, I almost killed the great one. I have had that interaction with the great one. I have passed him coming in and out of an elevator, and we have met him in that bar on that fateful night so many years ago, 8 years ago.
When he was doing his first co-hosting Dark Lordian ship. Yeah.
Remember how good he was at that?
I feel like he wasn't good.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. He's got to, this is what I think it is. Vial, if you're listening, take this or don't. But this is meant sincerely, constructively. I think we discussed it being about like ego, but I think it really is about fear of losing control in whatever situation you're in, that you feel, and I'm sure many Bachelor players have this baked into them because that experience is fucking rough and you're always second guessing if the producers have ulterior motives to make you look like shit. I get it. Moving into Dark Lordship, you have to let that go. You're the one who is in control of these things. The producers aren't. Don't even have that thought enter your mind. Just deliver the performance. Let it be off the cuff. Let it be sincere, genuine, real, etc. Don't have that fear. Leave the fear at the door. And I think you could actually be a decent Dark Lord. But it's that hitch. You can feel it in all the performances that he's given as a Dark Lord. There's a little like, I hope people don't think I'm dumb or that I'm bad at this. It's in there, and you got to get rid of it. Alan Cumming doesn't have that.
Vial, if you are one of the core pit members who stays till the very end of our Twibbin episodes and you're listening to this, I apologize for everything. And wish you all the love and happiness in the world.
I make no apologies, but I do wish you the love and the happiness in the world. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, for sending in your script from the pit. We will be back on whatever day you're listening to this.
Tonight.
We'll be back tonight with a new episode of Love Island
literally,
USA
no matter
7.
what day you're listening to this, we're watching Love Island on Classic or join us.
At least for the next month and a half, yeah. But that is it. That wraps up Twibbin. We will see you soon.
Praise be Dark Lord Palmer and Dark Lord Vial.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.